We're back. You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is your off-campus news show all around town. But we have some special guests, as we mentioned before, so would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Yes, hi. Thank you for having us.
Of course.
My name is Teresa Fiore. I am the Insera Chair in Italian and Italian American Studies on campus, affiliated with the Department of World Languages and Cultures.
And who do you have next to you?
Hi, my name is Marco Savatteri. I'm a composer and an author and director of musical theater, and I wrote a musical about the gods and the myth.
Hello, my name is Lori McCann, and I am the coordinator of the vocal performance program at the Cali School of Music, so on campus too.
Right. And so part of what I'm familiar with is that this program is a blend of all these two departments. So how did this come about, really?
Yes, it started actually in fall 2024 when Marco visited New York and came over to our campus to discover our amazing facilities for music and musical theater production. And we realized that we really had the infrastructure to start an international program where we would bring together a company based in the region of Sicily in Italy, in particular Agrigento, a small town on the southern coast, and our campus, our students, our professors, right? So the idea is to have an international collaboration here, which is also inter-college. It's very important for us. It's 3 departments, Italian, the Cali School of Music, the voice program in particular, and musical theater program in CART, and the Savatteri Produzioni, which is this company. And it's been a multi-phase program, which we are crafted all along. It started with workshops, and then it entailed an internship of our students in Agrigento last year. 3 students actually went over to Agrigento, were part of the production of this musical Marco will tell you about in a moment. And then we had the translation of the script by one of the students, Brianna Coppolino, who's making this new phase possible because now the musical will be presented actually in the form of a public reading on campus on Friday, March 27th.
Oh my gosh. So that's next Friday.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
yes. So as you can see, it has multiple parts, and students and faculty have gotten together. And I think what's important is that we've created this bridge between Agrigento, this town in Sicily, and Montclair in New Jersey.
Right, of course. And we're really thankful to have you all here at Café Classico. So I guess we should just cut to the chase. What's the musical about? What's the programming look like?
Ok, il musical parla del mito classico greco, il mondo del mito classico con gli dei dell'Olimpo che tornano nella contemporaneità per parlare agli uomini contemporanei.
So this musical is about classical myths from ancient Greece, and all these gods from the past are actually coming into our present reality.
Noi crediamo che il mito non abbia tempo e possa parlare alle persone di oggi, soprattutto ai giovani.
We think actually that these myths are timeless, and they can also talk to people today, in particular young people.
Realizziamo questo spettacolo all'alba nei siti archeologici come la Valle dei Templi di Agrigento, ma siamo felicissimi di portare questo progetto qui in America con voi.
So this show actually was born in the Valley of the Greek Temples in Agrigento, which is a World Heritage Site, a UNESCO site. But at the same time, even though it's fully immersed in that specific site, it can travel around, and we're very happy that it's actually here in Montclair now.
Right, and so it's here at Montclair, so how can people find out more? Are there any events to look forward to, including the one on March 27th, next Friday?
Yes, the next Friday we have the public reading. What is that? Basically, the students are learning the parts from the musical. So it's not a full production. They're actually singing mostly and acting. And after a couple of weeks of rehearsing, they're going to be on stage at the Leshowitz Hall, which is in the Cali School of Music, again, Friday, March 27th at 8 o'clock. And it's a free event, so everybody's welcome to come, students, their families, and the community. You guys run the radio program in the community for that reason. We're here to share with, the campus and beyond.
And I just want to add that this is the world premiere of this English version. It's never been done before, and one of our students who was in the internship last summer has done the translation with a colleague from the Italian program.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, essentially when Brianna Coppolino came back from Agrigento, she actually started some of the translation while she was in Agrigento, which is impressive because she was very busy rehearsing and actually singing in the show and other shows. And she came back, and we were very lucky because an Italian translation class was being offered. And my colleague, Professor Marisa Trubbiano, oversaw the whole project. And now the script is ready, and it's been shared with the students in preparation for the public reading.
Awesome. So thinking about the script now being available to students, and now we'll have the opportunity to hear it in languages that we understand, I wanted to ask more specifically about the content of the musical, right? And I wanted to ask, what started this idea of bringing the gods into modern day, or like reimagining the gods?
È successo durante la pandemia, quindi nel 2020, e la domanda fu: ma noi abbiamo dimenticato gli dei del passato, forse abbiamo dimenticato Dio in ogni sua forma, l'uomo si sente evoluto da solo, ma cosa abbiamo combinato? È davvero un mondo migliore senza le divinità? Esistono, non esistono, sono il nostro riflesso? Ecco, il mito è l'archetipo dei vizi e delle virtù degli esseri umani, e noi con questo progetto vogliamo esplorare i vizi e le virtù dell'uomo di oggi e di sempre.
It actually started during COVID in 2020. We started asking whether we had forgotten the presence of gods, or God, capital G. And we were wondering, have we really evolved without the gods? Are we creating a better world without them? Do they exist or not? And essentially, they do represent the archetype of our vices and virtues, and we think that this is still topical today.
And is the representation of these gods something that is being pulled from these values or vices, or is it kind of bringing them from what they've been characterized as and then not changing that at all? I asked that because I've also taken a class in mythology, and so I understand that they can be kind of misrepresented, and that representation can change as well. And now we're waiting for the translation to kind of happen. Yeah.
Il mito ha questa caratteristica, il mito parla di tutti, il mito parla a tutti, e quindi non serve modernizzarlo perché il mito non ha tempo, tutti possiamo rifletterci.
So these myths are actually about everybody, and they speak to everybody. So you don't need to modernize them because essentially they're timeless, and so they're applicable anytime and in any place.
And for students who are curious about the programming, is there anything that they should reference before coming into the space, or because it's timeless, should they just come in with an open mind, open ears, open eyes?
I think it would be a good idea for them to look up some of the big important gods so they know more about them, gods and goddesses. Marco?
I think it's also going to be
No.
Yeah.
We don't need to
She
prepare.
says
no.
We don't need to be an historical expert of myth and Greek lessons, literature. No. It's the feeling, and the music through the score, through the notes of the vocal, to the character, guide you in the meaning of the myth, in the deepest meaning of the myth.
So that was the professor in me. But I understand that the music and the whole performance should be enough to bring people into the message. So.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. And so we were just talking about how students have had the opportunity to work as part of the production, pre-production even, and probably post-production as well, bringing that beyond Montclair State here in the States. So I was wondering, what other opportunities are there for students to participate, engage with any of this amazing programming that you have going on?
So I'll say a few words about what this means when they're over there, and my colleague will tell you what it means locally for students studying here. I'm a professor of Italian. I've always embraced international initiatives. I profoundly believe in the importance of an experience, abroad. And so having these 3 students in Agrigento was incredible, not only for the type of professional development that they could benefit from, but they were really fully immersed in the town, in the history, the architecture, the diet. Let's not forget the food.
Of course.
The landscape, human relationships that have been formed and that continue over time. Some of them said that they're coming back, and I know this is happening, no matter in what role. And so for us, this is really what it means to be a university student with an international mind. Agrigento is a medium-sized town with roughly 50,000 inhabitants. It has amazing archaeological sites, beautiful architecture. It has the sea. It has the hills. It's very welcoming. It's been a tourist destination for a very long time. And we're very happy that now we can provide internship opportunities to the students. The next one is summer 2026. And the students can actually find out by looking in Sarah Chair at Montclair State University. There's a specific page for the internship summer 2026. And Professor Laurie McCann is available, of course, as a point of reference here, and myself, Teresa Fiore.
Yes, and I will add that for the Cali School of Music students who are studying opera, Italian is of utmost importance. And for them to be immersing themselves not only in the language but in the culture of Italy, because it's not like what they're experiencing here in New Jersey. And for them to portray these roles and these parts, it's invaluable for them. So the Cali School of Music students have to study and learn as much Italian as they can. But the musical theater students, we also, because we're in New Jersey and we have many Italian families, we also have musical theater students who already have Italian and are speaking it, and it's in their culture, and they want to go and have more of an opportunity. So we're bringing both the musical theater students and the opera students together, and Marco he designs the parts for the particular students who are singing them, meaning he will cast appropriately for the more operatic voices and the more belt-related voices, but he also is very flexible in making changes, and that's a wonderful thing for any of our artists, our young artists, to be able to do.
Wow, I would actually love to pick your brain about this casting process and how that looks like in kind of finding the student and then meeting them halfway almost. So could you tell us more about that?
Abbiamo la modalità di scelta giusto degli artisti. Prima di tutto abbiamo visto dei video.
First of all, we actually got some videos from the students, so we learned about their voices.
Dopodiché la professoressa Lori, Ryan e David hanno ascoltato e hanno lavorato in questi giorni con gli spartiti dell'opera e con gli studenti, facendo provare e facendo insieme questo percorso per cercare di selezionare le voci più adatte.
We started with selecting the students based on their voices. We're actually working with David Fraley from the Cali School of Music, who's accompanying the students as a pianist, but he's also been very, very crucial in choosing the students for the first week. And, of course, then, in the second week, Marco will get to know them better. I would like to add that Marco works with a slightly different approach to musical theater production, which is more based on improvising, based on meeting the students and making decisions for and with them at the same time. And these may be something new to the students that they need to adapt to, but it's a wonderful opportunity to understand that there are different methods to create and to produce. And it's an enrichment, and I can testify to that because the students who were in Agrigento last year said that they needed to understand this novelty, but then they really appreciated it because they realized that it makes them into agents in the project. They're not just receiving instructions.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to add that we are indebted to our colleague Ryan Kasperzak, who is the coordinator of the musical theater program, and he was instrumental in helping us find and recruit and inform the students about the project. Now that it's going to be in English, they're very excited to be a part of this process, so we thank him for that. We have about 17 students ready to go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Yeah.
And also another thank you goes to Mr. Insera, who's the main donor of the Insera Chair, of course, but has contributed directly to this program. Very generous donor to Montclair State University at large, and particularly present for programs that include Italian.
Amazing. And then just to kind of wrap up with some closing thoughts, is there anything that you want students, public, faculty to take away from this experience, or that you want them to be ready to take away as we approach the public reading and the rest of the events?
C'è qualcosa che vuoi dire agli studenti?
Sì, voglio dire che a me piace scrivere sulle persone, sugli artisti, e finora mi sono ispirato agli artisti italiani. Sono molto curioso e felice di vedere come un'opera che è stata rappresentata per tanti anni in Italia possa crescere, cambiare, trasformarsi in America con il talento dell'America.
So for me, it's very important to create with the people who are part of the productions. And so after having worked with Italian artists, now I'm very excited to actually be part of this American context where I can create with American people and students in particular.
Voglio ringraziare il Parco della Valle dei Templi di Agrigento, il Parco archeologico della Valle dei Templi di Agrigento, il direttore Roberto Sciarratta, che accolgono lo spettacolo nella Valle dei Templi, e aspettiamo gli studenti della Montclair in Agrigento per vivere questa esperienza all'alba in uno spettacolo che è anche archeologia, storia e ponte culturale.
I want to thank also the director of the Valley of the Temples Park, the archaeological site, Mr. Sciarratta, because the show takes place in the Valley of the Temples at dawn. And both my colleague Lori and myself have been part of it, and it's something absolutely breathtaking.
It's magical.
You are in front of a Greek temple, and I'm adding to what Marco said. The company walks towards the temple at around 4:30 a.m. And then while they perform, the sun rises, and the whole stage changes because of the natural light, and you meet the gods.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
Yes.
Wow.
And, seeing 3 of our students actually perform there has been, we had goosebumps, I think, for a while, right?
Yes, most definitely.
But yeah, thank you so much for being here, for sharing this with us. Is there any way that people could find more information, just to reiterate?
Sure. Again, it's the Insera Chair webpage. So if people Google Insera Chair, internship, the Reawakening of the Gods. This is the title of the musical, the public reading, and then there's an internship, a paid internship, summer 2026 related to the musical.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, for having us. We really appreciate it, and we loved meeting you. Thank you so much again, and we'll be back right after this.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.